Hello, Morongo Basin, and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. Here is the Z107.7 Local News for Wednesday, January 29th, 2025. The driver of the car that is alleged to have fled the scene of a fatal collision on 29 Palms Highway has been located and arrested. Richard Heck, 60, was arrested on Friday night near the intersection of 29 Palms Highway and Kickapoo Trail in Yucca Valley in connection with the collision and is being investigated for criminal counts related to hit-and-run driving, vehicular manslaughter, and driving without a license. The California Highway Patrol has been searching for the driver of a green Chevrolet Silverado that was involved in a multi-car collision on January 14th. On that day, the CHP says that a Nissan Sentra traveling at a high speed eastbound on 29 Palms Highway near Kerr Avenue encountered a Chevrolet Silverado, also traveling eastbound in front of the Nissan at a slow speed. The CHP says that the Nissan steered to the right to avoid hitting the Chevrolet, and the driver of the Nissan lost control, hitting the Chevrolet first, then moving into the westbound lanes of traffic, where it collided into a Burtec trash truck and then into a Tesla. Benjamin Perez, a 31-year-old resident of 29 Palms, was killed in the collision. The CHP says that the Chevrolet Silverado fled the scene, and they asked for the public's help in locating the vehicle and its driver. Heck was arrested for drug and weapon charges in October and was out on bail at the time of the collision. Heck, who is believed to be the driver of the vehicle, was contacted on Friday night at around 11 p.m. He was arrested on suspicion of vehicular manslaughter with gross negligence, injury hit and run, and driving without a license, and is being held at the West Valley Detention Center on $290,000 bail. Heck was arraigned in San Bernardino County Superior Court yesterday and pled not guilty to the felony charge of hit and run resulting in death, along with misdemeanor charges of vehicular manslaughter and driving without a license. The CHP thanks the public for their input in this investigation. Last night, the 29 Palms City Council was packed with individuals and agencies who came bearing both gratitude and concern regarding the city's unhoused population. Reporter Heather Clisby was there.
If there was a word of the evening at last night's 29 Palms City Council meeting, it would have to be passionate, as a number of residents, county workers, and agency employees testified to the council that the needs of the city's unhoused are urgent and real. Lakita Johnson, president and founder of Molding Hearts, updated council on their homeless outreach efforts. Last November, council approved nearly $25,000 for the organization to help. Since that funding, Molding Hearts found employment for 8 individuals and provided services for 33 individuals and families. Councilmember Scott pulled an item from the consent calendar which concerned an award agreement to rehab a building at 6943 Elm Avenue. In 2021, the city acquired several properties, a 3-plex and a standalone structure, to provide low-income housing for senior veterans. City Manager Stone James explained that in addition to a rehab involving asbestos removal, kitchen and bathroom renovation, accessible parking, and handicap access, a consultant is required to ensure that the building is safe for residents. Council approved the design concepts fee of $33,800, which will be funded by Project Home Key, a state housing program. Highlight of the evening was watching Animal Control Supervisor Rick Boyd make a vigorous plea for a new department vehicle, explaining how the department's current vehicle is showing age and ready to be the backup truck, and how features like hydraulic lifts, secondary safety doors, and air conditioning for the animals are becoming necessary. Boyd requested $131,000 in funding. Amidst demonstrating some of the physical challenges of wrangling wayward beasts, an audience member shouted, "Give 'em the truck!" Council did just that. Kicking off a lively discussion about whether the city needs a community resource center, City Manager James asked, "How do we serve the underserved?" Councilmember Scott noted that the topic has already been bandied about for over 2 years, while Councilmember Daniel Mintz wondered about duplicating services offered at the senior center, selecting a suitable location, and the long-term financial realities. The topic was tabled with plans to revisit the idea during the city's biennial strategic planning workshop. Reporting for Z107.7, I'm Heather Clisby.
The Yucca Valley Planning Commission conducted its annual review of short-term vacation rental permits at their meeting last night. Here's reporter Adeline J. Wells with more.
The Yucca Valley Planning Commission meeting began with the review of an exterior color change application for the Spark by Hilton Hotel, formerly the Sure Stay by Best Western. The newly renovated hotel was painted in gray tones with a geometric design in slate, lime, and assorted violet hues. The geometric design is currently painted on the west end of the main building, facing the parking lot, and the applicant requests approval to paint the design on the main building's north end and the rear building's west end. The color palette and design are part of the brand's prototype and are painted on all other Spark by Hilton hotels nationwide. Town staff recommended that the commission deny the application under the notion that the geometric design and fluorescent colors are inconsistent with the commercial design guidelines. The commissioners had varying opinions as to the appropriateness of the palette, with the lime color in particular straying from the design guidelines. The commission ultimately voted to continue the item, allowing time for town staff to continue to work with Hilton and determine an agreeable design for all parties. The Planning Commission then adopted the resolution setting the town's maximum number of temporary short-term vacation rental units for 2025 at 788 permits. As per the ordinance passed in 2022, this number is set at 10% of the inventory of detached single-family dwelling units. 46 new dwelling units were built in 2024, allowing for a minimal increase from last year. The meeting concluded with the land development update. While town staff did not have any significant developments to report, they did verify that Pizza Hut closed mid-January after ownership changed in October of last year. Signage has since been removed, and the town has not received any formal applications for new business operations at the site. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Adeline J. Wells.
Get a jump on spring cleaning by recycling trash and junk into works of art for the High Desert Nature Museum's annual Recycled Art exhibition. Online news editor Robert Hayden joins us with the dates and deadlines for this annual tradition.
The call for art is open for the High Desert Nature Museum's annual spring art show titled From Waste to Wonder, the 2025 Recycled Art Exhibition, and it will be on display from March 22nd to May 10th. Artists of all ages are encouraged to enter this environmentally conscious art exhibition, highlighting pieces of artwork made from recycled or repurposed materials. You'll have until March 12th through the 15th to create your entry. Freestanding and hanging artwork must have a footprint size of less than 12 square feet unless you get prior approval from the museum. Hanging artwork must come with all hardware already attached, and works will only be displayed if they can be safely and easily hung. All freestanding artwork must be able to stand on its own safely. Entries can be brought to the museum on March 12th through the 15th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can see this story for some photos from last year's exhibition, as well as more information on how to submit your artwork. That's all at Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.
The Yucca Valley High School Lady Trojan basketball team ran away with a 57-11 senior night win over Indio High School yesterday evening in Trojan Gym. The Lady Trojans improved their Desert Valley League record to 4-3 on the season. Senior Sahili Gilmore pumped in a game-high 14 points. She was followed by the trio of senior Taylor Monroy, junior Tegan Moon, and sophomore Camilla Medina, who each scored 9 points. Senior Toriana Simpson chipped in 8 points, and sophomore Navia Backleg added 6 points. The Yucca girls travel to Coachella Valley High School tomorrow for a critical game, which will determine who will claim second place and a playoff berth for the upcoming postseason. Tip-off is set for 5:30 p.m. And finally, the Yucca Valley High School boys soccer teams traveled to Indio High School yesterday. The junior varsity squad lost 3-1 with 1 goal scored by team captain Brian Quintero. Varsity lost 4-1. The Trojans will host Coachella Valley High School tomorrow night, which will be their last home game of the season. The team will celebrate seniors at a senior night ceremony, which will be after the JV game and before the varsity game. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear about news happening, let us know. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm News Director Jeff Harmatz.